very overwhelmed with the response as well, because even though people say it's a slow burner, it takes its own time, and people have like taken it and just going to theaters, and I'm very amazed by the response.
Yeah.
A mother and child getting out of a prison.
It sounds very almost Western, you know what I'm saying?
Western, it's romantic. It's a great space. I think any director would jump onto that. But I was lucky to hear it first.
You know what's very cool? I mean, right after the incredible success of Manjummel Boys, you would think that most filmmakers would take the bait, work with a star, right?
Yeah.
I love that you don't give two shits about that. Charlie, for example. Immediately it gives you the feeling of, oh, what life can be, the possibility of what it can be.
The wind on your face, the extreme white shots. Yeah. It's like selling fairness cream, you know, like you advertise a different side of life.
So you see it as a scam?
Kind of.
Yeah?
Yeah, you can, because come to our set, if you're a producer, you'll get panic. Because most of the time you'll be sitting around, we're waiting for the sun. That is Shaiju Khalid.
Tovino was great.
Brilliant he was, and we went to Tovino, pitched the idea, and it was immediate. It was immediate, yes, because we have gone to enough female presence in Kerala, spoke with welfare officers, and we got a lot of stories. There are a lot of kids inside.
I see.
And listening to all those stories, this is not strange at all.
I understand.
So life is stranger than fiction, and you hear the stories of the female inmates and how they ended up there. It is very fascinating and it is very sad at the same time.
Like, oh, interesting. Okay, in this film full of slightly grey characters, where you're trying to humanize murderers.
Yes.
Right? I thought...
I think it should be named 50 Shades of Grey.
And with a bit of black.
A bit of black, a pinch of black.
Hi, Chidambaram. We are meeting a day after the release of Balan the Boy.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy to see you because I absolutely loved the film.
Thank you.
For me, I don't usually operate in superlatives, but I have no doubt in saying that this is the year's best film that I've seen so far.
Thanks, man. Thank you.
It worked for me in several levels. I was telling you that it worked for me emotionally, it worked for me cerebrally. I was thinking about the themes of the film, the philosophies in it. And I watched it in the night show yesterday. Okay. And I'm usually very worried about night shows for obvious reasons.
Okay.
Because I don't know, I feel like it's during the night shows you're not as patient as you would be during the other shows.
You'd be tired as well, yeah.
Yeah. But I was riveted. And when the film ended at around 2-ish in the morning.
That late, okay.
Yeah. When it ended that late, I still sat for a while. I wasn't willing to, immediately get up and get out of the theater. I was soaking in the feeling of having watched the film.
Good to hear that.
So I'm so happy to talk about this film with you. Maybe, I was thinking about, okay, where shall we begin discussing this film with all its layers? And I thought maybe we can start from the place of where the big film begins, right? It begins in a jail space. It begins by showing her imprisonment, literally and figuratively.
Yeah.
And it takes its time for a while. For a while, you don't really know what's the point of the film, and the film expects you to sit with it for a while. In today's world, do you even have second thoughts about those portions where you're expecting the people to? And it's not like you're constantly using music as well. Yeah. There are really quiet portions there. So do you want to talk to me about that?
I don't know. I wouldn't change a thing in the first half because I don't think. It takes its time, to be honest, but I think that time is needed to connect with the mother and child and to set their modus operandi and how they operate and how they evade affection as well as suspicion at the same time. And so I think that time is needed, but in this age of reels and everything, I think it has to next reel, like what's happening next. So I wish I also could do that, but that's not how films are made.
Yeah, no, I'm absolutely happy that you're not succumbing to those pressures. It also tells me that you trust people to even in these times. You're saying you still trust the people to enjoy these films.
Yes,
right?
Yes, I totally trust them, and I'm very overwhelmed with the response as well, because Even though people say it's a slow burner, it takes its own time, and people have like taken it and just going to theaters, and I'm very amazed by the response.
Yeah.
So I don't think like you can't put people in a category and like they need fast film, they want like fatafat like things, and what I did in this film as well as I taken also audience into the narrative, like I say some, you fill the rest. So that really it's participatory in a way. So I think, and so that keeps the audience engaging, I think.
You know what's very cool? I mean, right after the incredible success of Manjummel Boys, you would think that most filmmakers would take the bait, work with a star. You know what's thought of as progress, right? I love that you don't give two shits about that. I am sure people approached you and said, "Make a film with me, make a film with me," and I'm sure you have all kinds of access to all kinds of actors.
Yeah, thanks to Manjummel, yes, that happened, and
Yeah.
I'm very grateful for Manjummel for opening a lot of doors and stuff. And I respect all the stars because even though they're big stars, they're still scouting like who's the new guy, what is the new thing, and I was surprised by the effort they take to find new stories and find so total respect for them. And I really wanted. I'm still. I have commitments with stars, and it's in the pipeline. And what happened was, all the films that I've imagined that I should do next was too big, and like obviously, after Manjummel, I have to scale up all those projects. Like it's real, and I understood that my next outing will at least take 3 years.
Okay.
So then I got like a little sad, depressed. But I was getting a little impatient, and that time my friend told me, maybe you should talk to Jithu. He has some story. And I was planning to make a Hindi film, and it's still in the works, and it will take one more next year, and it will start.
Do you know who you're doing it with?
I can't tell it right
fair.
now because the
Okay.
paperwork is still going on.
Understood.
And in films, you don't know until it's released.
That is true. Yeah.
So yeah, so I was like, I understood that I'm jobless and what can I do? So that's when I met Jithu, and we started talking, and I was like, he asked me immediately, do you want big or small, or like what are you looking? So I was like, tell me, give me what do you think is your best story you have? And he immediately told me this, and it was barely half an hour conversation, and immediately I hooked onto the film. And next day I had a meeting with KVN and Thespian, and like I told him, do you have something in this? I was supposed to sign with KVN and Thespian for a big film. And I told Mr. Venkat and Satish that I heard the story yesterday, and they were like immediately hooked. And within 3 days, the inception of the project was done. So that is
What did you particularly enjoy about that half an hour discussion? What really struck you about the story?
the setting.
Yeah.
So a mother and child getting out of a prison.
It sounds very almost Western. You know what I'm saying?
Western, it's romantic. It's a great space. I think any director would jump onto that. But I was lucky to hear it first. So yeah, the setting and the climax and the drifting nature of our protagonist, and how they evade affection, and
Feels on some level almost like a travel film.
it's a travel film. It's a travel philosophically and materially. They are traveling. That's what I loved about the film, and the climax, and how to reach there was the next question.
Yeah.
How to reach to the climax?
Yeah. Because it's not like you're necessarily accelerating through the film. You're really taking your time with certain places, certain moments, certain people. You're not in a hurry to move from one place to another. You're saying, okay, if Tovino comes in these spaces, it's okay, let's sit with him for a while. Let's see his house. Let's see the space that he lives in. The people he talks to.
I think that time is needed. I think I'm nobody to comment on other films, but I think a lot of films miss that because of the constant nature of our present day, like our internet and everything. Because if you're not impressed by the first 3 seconds, you scroll down. That's even I do that.
Yeah.
Everyone do that. So for people to make people sit and to be with one character in his space, taking his own time, sleeping, waking up, drinking. So I don't know. I like that. I like to see it in
Is
films.
that in the writing as well, or?
Yeah, writing. I think we edited a lot, and the Manjummel portion
Like,
was,
for example, right at the beginning, sorry to interrupt you, right at the beginning, there are these languid shots of the mother and son just walking.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I wondered where these spaces come in.
I don't know, like the first the travel, like we shot it extensively,
Yeah.
and then I see the film, you'll understand because a lot of locations, and I really wanted to like after then we understood like we won't have that much time for that much exposition and stuff, so we stuck to one incident, one thing like the tea shop, the first tea shop thing, where the old man shows them platonic affection. Next day they leave, and so it is not about I don't know. They don't need anyone in between them, and so they travel all. So Kerala, even though it's a small state, it has very diverse landscapes. But the coastline, the high range, and the backwaters and stuff like so. I wanted to like I think we shot around like almost 10, 12 districts out of the 14 districts in
You
Kerala.
did,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So everywhere we keep wide. So within one shot, it is established. It's a totally different terrain.
Okay.
It's a totally different setting, totally different dialect, and so then yeah.
And I think you also retain special fondness for the mountains and hills. It
Yeah,
almost
yeah,
feels
yeah.
like that. Yeah.
Yes, mountains used to give me nightmares after Manjummel Boys, but yeah, I'm slowly getting back to it. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you spoke about how that old man tries to take them in, right?
Yeah.
And immediately the next day, one of my most favorite, I mean, right at the beginning, I loved how you edited that place as well. Where he comes home, he sees the lock and key, I mean, he sees the key being left there. And instantly, we still don't know what's happening there, but you show us a shot of the beach.
Yeah,
Right?
waves
Yeah, the
striking
waves
the
coming in,
yeah,
and then you reveal that they've already started leaving that place, and and the moment you look at the waves, it tells you so much about the inherent freedom that they seek, in a way that you don't even have to say through dialogues anymore. I think, and for me, those little bits and pieces of craft you use here and there, those really worked for me.
I think I should give the credit to my editor, Mr. Vivek Arshan, and fantastic job he has done. And the intercutting of the waves was actually his idea. I should give the whole credit to him.
I see. Okay.
So affection, and she has trust issues.
Yes.
And
you can see why.
Yeah, and because of this affection or love, she fell into the trap, and the child was a product of that trap, and she had to escape the trap through a murder, end up in the prison. There also she is constantly surrounded with people who are not always friendly. You have to sleep. You can't sleep fully. You have to like protect your child even. So she has a lot of trust issues, and she is very afraid of affection and love. That's why she is always drifting and taking the boy with her.
Typically, most writers, most filmmakers would interpret a happy end to such stories by showing you that she's now overcome it. Now she knows how to belong to one house, one place. This is usually thought of as the happy end, but you seem like a cruel filmmaker.
No, that's not a happy end. That will be a fake ending.
Right.
Yeah, I think, and I don't know, like, what she might have gone through the last 7 years. We only showed the boy.
Yeah.
What she might have done for the last 7 years.
Yeah.
How many new names or new stories she might have went through.
Yeah.
Just standing around waiting for the boy. So, yeah, and in the end, sorry, it might be a spoiler, but...
No, it's okay. We will carry the spoilers alert, so that's not a problem.
So, they start again. It's a loop.
Yeah.
They start, and in the end, the boy asks, "What's our new story? What's my new name?" So,
for me, one of the most cruel moments in this film,
Yeah.
and there are several,
yeah.
is when you realize that Tovino is not such a bad guy after all.
He's not. Nobody's bad in the film.
Except maybe the Pavitran character.
Pavitran's revenge mentality is like, yeah, he's kind of bad, I think.
That I think that's probably my least favorite choice in this film.
Okay.
In this film that I absolutely loved.
Yeah.
I thought it was strange that you defined him in blacks, not so many grays. You know what I'm saying?
But he was in love, and he couldn't like stand losing his girl because of this one boy came one day and like totally destroyed all his dreams of
Yeah.
family, love and everything, and that made him a more bitter person. Then he becomes the inspector, so the power also goes to him. So
Yeah.
that made him a bad person.
Yeah, and
The
you
boy
do,
was
through Tovino's eyes, you do call the police people as thieves also.
yeah. No, but yeah, that's what a thief will call the cops. Yeah,
Yeah.
And vice versa.
Yeah. But with Pavitran, right? I think there was a moment where he says, I'll let you see your mom just once. But it's only proof that I have her.
Yeah.
So you can go back and I will never let her out.
Yeah.
And that seemed incredibly brutal, even
And
for a
sadist,
person.
yeah.
Very sadistic,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, very
And I was like, oh, interesting. Okay, in this film full of slightly grey characters, where you're trying to humanize murderers,
Yes.
right? I thought,
I think it should be named 50 Shades of Grey.
and with a bit of black.
A bit of black, a pinch of black.
We'll talk about freedom, shall we? Because this film is so much about that. It's
Yes,
about,
yes.
it got me thinking about how we give up a bit of freedom in exchange for social security.
Yes, yes.
Right? We all do that. We are okay for the government to track us. We are okay for society to keep us in check.
Yeah.
Just so we are not in danger in some way.
yes,
Just so we get food the next day. Yeah.
So these two people, I don't know, they live in the fringes of society. They don't live within us, among us. They are outside. There are it's a big community like that. And freedom, and they will go to any extent for that freedom. I think because being imprisoned for that long time, giving birth to a child inside that, and she knows, like, I don't know, to whatever, because as I said, she has trust issues and everything, and the affection, love, and everything is, will it take them back to the prisons or like, and freedom is a main theme of this film. Even the interval block, like where she is like trying to fire, like shoot the people in the house, it's happening on Independence Day. When you cut back to the school, it's Independence Day, and I really I wanted to put it like that.
I get it. Yeah.
So yeah, freedom is the main thing, and the last run notes of the boy is running into freedom,
that's
running into
beautiful. Yeah,
liberation. Or we shot a lot of it because I fell in love with the visual. I shot a lot of it.
The running shot?
Yeah, and yeah, so
It's among my most favorite ideas in cinema, I think. When you see a character running and the film sticks with and shows you the details of the run, and when music comes in, there's something beautiful about watching it.
what exercise I did was like I asked my assistant director to get all the iconic runs in world cinema.
Give me some examples.
And Run Lola Run.
Yeah.
Irani director. There is a whole 30-minute sequence of kids running.
Yes.
There are a lot of films, some German films, and so I was looking what are the possibilities of shooting a running sequence, and one shot I lifted with I lifted a shot from Run Lola Run. So we had to make a rig for it, and so there's a shot like the boy is running and the camera, it's the zoom lens is like zooming onto his face, and it's like I think I got that shot from Run.
So you were watching all this footage just to get visual ideas of how you can present
how I
the
can
run.
interpret the run, running. I think that is also my favorite shots of the film.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I think the feelings that it creates within you when you're watching it, I don't think you can easily put that into words.
Yeah.
Why does it feel so beautiful to watch a person running? Especially in a film that is so strong thematically as well.
Yeah, and at the same, he's running away, at the same time he's running towards. So I think that is very fascinating about that thing, I think.
Talk to me about the pleasures, your exposure to the pleasures of like a nomadic life. Because I think every person at some point has flirted with the idea.
Yeah.
Especially when you're young, in your 20s.
Yes.
You watch I think for me, Into the Wild was such a profound influence on me. You watch a movie like that and you think, you know what, let me just cut myself out from society and live.
So even I had that phase of life, because even though I was hustling for some 10-13 years, I never had continuous work. One film will happen and 2-3 years of no work, and I'll be like, okay, films are not for me. I'll go to Himalayas, set up 10, do the I don't know, the romantic life of being in the mountains and the wanderlust and stuff like that. And And I think I spent one whole year in Kodaikanal just doing nothing and just by myself during that time. And suddenly then I finally understood, like, this is not for me. I should go back to movies and get back into movies.
So it didn't feel as wonderful as you thought it might.
No, it is hard. It is depressing. You are alone. You need a strong mind and stuff like that. And if you are supposed to do something else, and if you have a purpose, I think you will eventually have to come back to it.
You will get restless.
Yeah, you will get restless. You have to, because the pain of not expressing is the biggest thing, I think. Like, like you are in the mountains and you have great ideas of storytelling, but yet you are sitting here doing
what you're doing with life, buddy.
Yeah, what are you doing with your life, buddy? So yeah. So that is a very romantic thing. Like every travel film, that's why there is always an appeal for travel films and everything. So
because it gives you what you think you will love.
Yeah, and it's most people's dream, cut away from all this daily grind, this patterns and everything. So we are trying to sell a dream to all the travel films and everything. Yeah.
What's your favorite travel film?
It's tough.
Even when you get brief footages in certain films, like even like a Charlie, for example, immediately it gives you the feeling of what life can be, the possibility of what it can be.
The wind on your face, the extreme white shots. It's trying to sell.
I don't know whether you saw Nomadland. I thought that was very interesting.
Nomadland, I don't think I've seen. It's like selling fairness cream, like you you advertise a different side of life.
So you see it as a scam?
Kind of.
Yeah?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, because most of the people who are watching it can only dream of doing that because they have bills to pay. Right. They have to get back to office tomorrow, and so it's like selling a dream, of course. Yeah. Selling freedom, like baiting freedom.
Yeah, I mean, in a way, I know you don't romanticize the life of the child and the mother in this film. Far from it. And yet it still feels like, it's a cool life. They don't have ID cards, they are not answerable to anyone, they can move from one place to another. It feels like an adventure, strangely enough.
Adventure and not at all, very irrational decisions as well. Right. Yeah, so it is very unconventional and you can't justify any of their decisions with our scope of mind because they think very differently. And we have gone to enough female presence in Kerala, spoke with welfare officers and superintendents and everything. So, and we got a lot of stories, there are a lot of kids inside.
Okay, I see.
There are a lot of kids inside and they are yet to be born as well. Like there are women carrying who are 10 months. So there are a lot of, and female presence is a whole different film.
Right.
Yeah, so that I will venture into later. It is, so we, and listening to all those stories, this is not strange at all.
I understand.
So life is stranger than fiction, and you hear the stories of the female inmates and how they ended up there, and it is very fascinating and it is very sad at the same time. So
I think often people, when they think about prisoners, they immediately think of them as being very different from us. It's like, they're all criminals and we will never be them. But
it's a fine line.
Yeah.
Any day you can reach. So it is. So So because I know all these stories, I've heard all these stories of all these women and children. So I know this is nothing. This is not surprising to me at all if they take this decision, go from one place to another. There are already people like that. If you read enough news every day, you will find similar stories.
You know what really struck me about this film, even from very early into the film? I thought every individual was so memorable. Even when they come for a couple of minutes. The tea shop owner or the dude who comes and proposes marriage to her. I'm like, these are characters who don't occupy a significant part in the film. And yet I found myself thinking of them, the old lady, of course, whose place these two occupy eventually. Tovino. I kept thinking, every person here seems so dynamic, so full of light and life. Yes. How did you manage that with every single character?
I have no idea, but I don't know. So I'm very keen on if a person is coming for one scene, like you said, I'm very keen on that. Like they should have the dynamics and But the process I'm not very sure about. But I just shoot and like I don't know.
No, yeah,
I
absolutely.
don't do
think-
anything, any homework or anything. It comes in the writing, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. But I think that's the dream, right? You want to make sure that every single person
Yes,
is memorable in some meaningful way.
Because if they have purpose, they will be memorable. If every person comes with a purpose on screen, they will be memorable for sure.
Right.
Otherwise, if you bring someone for the sake of it, I don't think it will be.
I get what you're
remembered.
saying.
So everyone should have anyone who is entering the space should have purpose.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's why I think they are memorable.
And I loved how you shot eyes in this film.
Okay.
I mean, I look at this poster, for example, and all I can see is that boy's eyes. How much of it is the features themselves, and how much of it is your work in making sure that it's very notable?
Manjummel, if you see, it is a film with big spectacle, cave, and 11 subjects, and so everything is wide, and we rarely go into a close-up.
That is true.
But this film is exactly opposite. This is very personal. The camera is on your face, and very emotional. And so it was kind of harder to shoot this film. Manjummel, I have a spectacle to rely upon, like the cave, the fall, the sheer drama and everything. But this is very individual, subjective, and so the eyes were not a deliberate decision, because in the language of film, if you think you need a close, then you need a close. And that means you need. So that's why, so in this film, I had the liberty to push the camera even closer.
That is true, yeah.
Yeah.
I think for me, one of the most breathtaking moments was when you suddenly present a close of the mother.
Yeah.
Right from out of absolutely nowhere, and suddenly you're just looking at her and thinking, okay, wow.
Yeah. So this film had the liberty to go closer, and Manjummel, I didn't have that. Like if I go, it will be a bit awkward.
Right.
Yeah.
I thought it was also very interesting that is there a single shot of the boy crying in this film?
No.
Not that I can remember.
No.
I thought that was a very particularly interesting choice, because you would think that the moment a child loses a parent, it's the most common response, right? You would think that this should ideally be a film full of him crying.
Yeah.
Mother abandons, goes to Tovino, gets treated horribly there. The police people treat him badly. People keep threatening him with violence. And yet, not a single shot of the boy crying. Why was that so?
I don't know, because in the screenplay, when we initially writing, we wrote that Tovino sleeping and he's crying and watching. Him crying would kill the character, and it would he can't cry. He's more than that, and or he's unable to cry, or he's not taught how to cry, or let it go. And at one point he gets angry at his mother, I want to go to school. And
Correct.
He doesn't know the in between. He can cry and try to convince the mother. He doesn't know. Because he was raised by the wolves in the prison.
Right. And wolves don't cry.
Yeah. They howl, maybe. Yeah.
I love the music in the film.
Pushing the man.
I thought the background score was so unique. It wasn't giving me the kind of sounds you'd usually get in certain spaces. Leave aside the silences, but even otherwise, I thought it was very ambient.
Yeah, very atmospheric. And
it was, no? Yeah.
Because thanks to my sound team, my sound designer, Shijin and Abhishek, same guys who did Manjummel, who made the cave believable. And here, there is nothing like the cave, a fall, no, what do you say, nothing to play the sound around, but yet still, every space is very atmospheric, the house, the ocean, and so I think they really brought in the atmosphere, and that's why I think people think it's very real, very immersive, and thanks to the sound team and sound, Shijin and Sushin, they have a very good chemistry, and where the design ends, the music starts, and you won't know where the line between that, and they work they are always on video call and while they're working, and so their synergy is very amazing. So that's how. So some of the music, he says, they have a rhythm, but bring it into Foley.
Right.
So that's how you do it.
Did nobody teach you structure? Because I was looking at this film and I'm like, what are all these choices that he is making me jump from one place to another, jump through time so effortlessly, suddenly bring in new characters from out of absolutely nowhere. I'm like, you know what I thought? I thought this film seemed made with the wisdom of a a middle-aged man, but with the adventure of somebody who's just starting to tell stories. It's only when I think people start telling stories in their teenagers or when they're in their 20s that you write all sorts of things. There is no structure to it. You're not corrupted by this is how a story should be told.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think I really understood how to jump like that through Pedro Almodovar films and La Mala de Casión and stuff like that. He jumps like crazy. He goes there, here, and it's like, wait, I have to watch it again. I haven't gone to that extent, and thanks to whoever who introduced me to Pedro Almodovar, and is one of my biggest inspirations in writing. And
How much of this is writing? And how much of this is you interpreting it a certain way?
yeah, of course, every scene is interpreted, and it's 50-50, I think.
Yeah.
Because it's Jithu, and then I have to take it to set and say it in my voice.
Right.
So even though when we were writing, the difficult part was to find the common language to this, because Jithu has a very unique and separate language, and I also have a separate language. So to find the common language was the thing, and we almost sat and did 10 or 12 drafts of this screenplay.
Right. What was the chief conflict between you both in terms of doing this?
Everything
Yeah?
was conflicted, everything was debated upon, and not just me and Jithu. Shaiju Khalid will also join, Sushan will join, my direction team will join, my brother will join. So it was a very roundtable kind of thing.
Was there one idea that you presented that really that you felt that you saw a lot of opposition to, where people saying, brother, I'm really not sure about this, don't do this.
I don't know, because it's been some time.
Yeah.
A lot of things. I think every aspect of the film was dissected, debated, questioned, and interrogated. Yeah, and so what I like about Jithu and our team is we are very protective about our thing, yet very open also. Like we'll be very protective until that. Oh man, I didn't think of
Somebody
that.
convinces
That's
you.
fucking
Yeah.
much better. Let's go with that. So we are very protective, at the same time very open about what we do.
Yeah, the loyalty is to the story, to the film.
Yes. In the end, doesn't matter whose idea was that. You go back home with a good film. That's it.
Yeah, this idea of breaking structure constantly, not just sticking with the mother and son and going through the film with them. I thought the idea of constantly moving through spaces. Okay, this part of the film is the tea shop. This part of the film is in the hilltop house. This part of the film is in Tovino's house. I thought it also tied in beautifully with the idea of the film itself. The wandering nature of the film.
Yes.
And I thought, structurally also it made sense.
I think, I don't know, there is no difference that you can cut from anywhere to anywhere.
Yeah?
Yeah, because you can't cut from a wide to wide, and there's nothing.
No such thing.
No such thing. No such thing if you make it and
If you make it work.
then it's fine.
Yeah. I think one of my favorite jumps in this film is when Tovino wakes up and you see a teenage boy sitting in front of him. I was gone just looking at it. I was like, I will find you your mother, and then he falls asleep, and when he wakes up, it's like
7 years have passed.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah.
And also cutting to the elder boy, and it was like straight cut, and we don't say it is the same boy like after 7 years. We take it on its own time. You don't show after 6 years or 7 years, and we follow him until he reaches the house. We are not.
Is he the same boy? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, even when you see him in the bus and he says, "Stop here," and I want to go. And it wasn't important to you to establish that this is the same boy early on, so we can attach ourselves to his journey or anything. You were like,
I think the people will slowly. That's what I said. Like, I don't fill the whole thing. You just take the people. I trust the people to fill the rest. And when he's walking back, taking the same route back to the house, grandma's house, I think people will slowly get.
That's when you're also seeing the road behind the home as well, right?
Yes.
That the grandma has spoken about earlier.
Yes. So I think that is engaging, and that is participatory, I think. So that I think that is very intrinsic to a thriller film, I think. I think you should.
And that's how you see this film, being a thriller?
Packaged as a thriller, told as a thriller. But it's an emotional drama, and it's about the mother and child in the end.
I think when I'm watching these films where the protagonist ages or a certain character ages, and now you're presenting a new actor in the same role, for me, a lot of times I lose, the suspension of disbelief. Suddenly it becomes harder for me to attach the same feelings to a new face, to a new body.
Yeah.
But I didn't think that happened here. How did you ensure that?
We were very scared of that
Yeah.
because first half, mother and child, and you fall in love with them. Second half, where is the mother? Where is the child?
Correct.
So
Yeah.
that was we were also very afraid of that. And the first thing I told Jithu, second half is a bit tricky because we don't have the mother and child in the second half. So that was the first, immediately we knew it. And to work around that, I don't know, that was the hardest part. First half was like, locked very fast. Second half, we had to sit. It was frustrating. We traveled to the location, Mangalore. We took Jithu, even though Jithu was working with Surya sir, the same. That film's pre-production has started. Still,
Right.
drag him out of and he comes and he doesn't even think twice. He's like, okay, let's go. Then we traveled to all the locations together. We stayed there and we wrote from there. And yeah.
Yeah, because it's easier to attach to a child.
Yeah.
Somehow, when you watch a teen,
no.
there is a certain distance you feel. You're like,
yes,
he must be an asshole.
Yeah. There's a little scoundrel there. That was. We were also very afraid of that, and somehow it worked.
Yeah. What was an important instruction you gave to the teenage actor, for example? That's something that he needed to remember about this boy and.
Nothing, I didn't, because everything would have faded away. Like, he must have almost forgotten about his mother. Like, that's when the bus goes through that place and he suddenly recognizes, I've seen this place somewhere. And suddenly the whole quest reopened.
Comes alive again, yeah. I absolutely love the grandma character in the film.
She's a
so
bomb.
much humor.
Yeah, she is a very, grandma you see in the film is a very filtered and watered down version of herself. She is amazing, she is a bomb, and she is crazy, unapologetic. And I'm very happy I found her, and I could show her the world through my film, and she's fantastic. And she's so if you have noticed in this film, there are all kinds of women in this film. There are women who are trying to pimp you, there are murderers, there are IPS officers who are well off, and there are housewives and the regular woman you see.
Yeah, there's a constable woman there. Yeah,
woman,
correct.
and the woman whose child dies and her identity is stolen.
Absolutely, yeah.
So I think I was very happy to do that. Like, the woman of all spectrum is in this film.
Yeah, and that's a significant
And
achievement.
Amuma is top of the food chain.
Oh, yeah?
Because she's the only one sees through her.
Yeah.
And the mother only trusts Amama, like no one else. And
Yeah, there is no judgment there either.
There is no judgment. And that's why I love Amama. There is no judgment. She knows she's running away for something. And I know you are not here to steal.
Yes.
But don't worry, nobody is going to come look for you.
Yeah.
Who will say that? And if you know that a criminal is living, because she has seen life, and I don't know, I think she's the only one who puts a mother on check. Like,
Yeah, and you know what's fascinating? Even though she is that accommodating and welcoming of her, I still felt like the mother and child were truly home only after she dies.
yeah.
Right, just after she passes away, that's when you can truly see them rest on the bed.
Yes,
and, that beautiful top angle shot of them lying down.
Slowly taking over.
Like reminded me of the Parasite in a strange way.
Yes.
Tovino was great.
Brilliant he was, and we went to Tovino, pitched the idea, and it was immediate. It was immediate, yes, because he understood that we went to him not as a star.
Yeah.
We went to him as an actor, and we had to do this character, and he was very happy about it. And he has worked with Jithu before. We haven't worked before, but we know each other.
Right.
But he has worked with Jithu many times, and it was very cooperative and was a fantastic actor. And I think it was one of his best film, I would say, because even though if it's my film, I wouldn't happily say it. And Tovino is a very good-looking man, and he's built and he's handsome. His frame is undeniable, and to make him to Abbas, we have a lot of things to do, and so and he did a lot of work on it, and the makeup and everything, the costume really did help, and And he also had references. He also had uncles, like not criminals, like back in his home, and everyone will have. You will have also have one relative uncle who is a bit alcoholic, and
Yeah.
yeah, like, so we all have examples. So he took idea like traits from all of them, not just one person. And he says like there is a guy I know from my home village, and he used to talk that he always has something in his mouth all the time. So I will take that, and he always slouches. He doesn't have coat strength, so he can't stand. So he's always slouchy. So it all added up, man.
Yeah. I really enjoyed how you shot the interiors of his home as well.
I love that location.
Yeah?
It's in an island. It's across the Bandar harbor of Mangalore and full of life. Boats, fishermen, and the port is on the other side. Teeming with life, teeming with flies, and you will smell like dried fish by the time you go back home. And after a point, I miss that smell. And
Yeah.
I love that location because it's a private space. It's very liberating. The sunsets were beautiful, and I really love that
We have
location.
private islands here also.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
kind of like that. It's very nice. So the house, it was fully built by my production designer. It might look like you have put a lot of boards and plywood and like nailed it together, but it's chaotic. But there is a design inside that chaos, and really love my production designer for that. And to make everything ordinary is the biggest challenge. Is the thing. Yeah.
And for me, it's these spaces, and I kept thinking that it was very clear that you put in so much effort into how the film looks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right, so many gorgeous shots, and not in the conventional sense. It's not. I'm not talking about necessarily sunsets and beautiful trees necessarily, but I kept thinking there wasn't a single visual moment that was truly, that I needed to tolerate.
Yeah. Shaiju Khalid, the man, like, so I've told it many times. He doesn't chase good imagery. He chases storytelling, and good imagery is always a byproduct of that.
Right.
So that's how.
But what's your favorite example in this film of that? What's your favorite visual moment?
I love the first. My favorite shot is the mother and child, like lying down with the gun.
The one we were talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So more than a wide spectrum of a beautiful shot, I like a shot should carry weight.
Yeah.
Like a painting of a master or something. It should have a story. Should be able to pause it and look at it, enjoy it, something like that. Yeah. So but we were very keen on when to shoot. We will wait for the climax sequence. We go there. We wait for the because we have only window of 1 hour because the light has to fall in a certain way. And we went there 6 days. If you come to our set, if you are a producer, you will get panic. I think because most of the time you will be sitting around, we're waiting for the sun. So that is Shaiju Khalid. Like, so in Manjummel also, like we only shoot till 10 a.m. or 11 a.m. Then we'll sit. Then we wait till 3 a.m.
Okay.
to again start shoot. So that is one main thing of a cinematographer. You should know how the earth rotates and how the sun comes up and how it falls. So we always look at the weather forecast. Wherever location we go, we look where the sun comes up, and we have the whole ephemeris of the thing, and we plan accordingly. That's why it looks like that.
I enjoyed how you staged that moment as well when the mother and son finally meet. I like how she comes from how to focus and from behind him slowly, and you're allowed to breathe in the anticipation of the moment.
Yes.
Is that really her? There is a small doubt there as well. Is she gonna recognize him? Is she gonna tap him? How's he gonna react? And this is the stuff that cinema is made of, I think.
Yes. And that was Shaiju Khalid's idea. So that's why he's a cinematographer. Because I was like, how do we do it? Mother should come from here or should from the pathway. Like there are a lot of millions of options that I can wait endlessly sit and think and get confused about. And he said like, just I will track him. She comes from where? High speed.
Enough.
Okay, sir, you know better. So that's why everyone goes to Shaiju Khalid because good imagery is just a byproduct.
Yeah.
Narrative storytelling. Yeah.
I think there's something beautiful always about top angle shots. I think you spoke about the bed moment.
Yeah,
but I also remember that moment where the boy has just met Tovino. And you just capture him from, above him, and you see the loneliness of that space.
Top angle is appealing because as humans we don't see that angle naturally all the time.
Yeah.
So when you suddenly put a top angle, it is something is unsettling and it's interesting because that's a perspective as humans. We only see the world like this. We rarely see it like this. So I think that's why all the top angle shots are immediately appealing.
But I mean, if you let me, I would keep going on and on about this film
I
because
don't mind.
I totally enjoyed it. I can't wait to revisit it again.
Thank you.
And I love the fact that it's breaking so many rules structurally in terms of who a protagonist can be, in terms of what a happy end potentially can be. I did see it as a bit of a happy end in a way. I know
Yeah.
you probably won't agree with it.
It is happy. It is a happy ending film.
And I love that even by making this film, you are also breaking structures of what a person should be making right after a blockbuster.
I don't know, like, so if the next also if some good story comes and it's even smaller than this, I will definitely do it. It's, yeah,
That's powerful. And I hope you never change.
I hope so. But yeah, but a lot of, I want to do action, I want to do
Of
big
course.
spectacle films and that we are working on it. So yeah, I want to do all kinds of genres, but I won't be revisiting a mother and child ever again.
I think they'll be really sad to hear it. But no, great film. And I hope it does really well for you.
Yeah, and I'm also very happy that even though it is unconventional, like you said, it doesn't have structure and people still going and watching it, and I'm really awestruck by that, and that's why I always say you don't think, oh, your audience will need that audience. No, you don't underestimate them. You should test them, you should give them new stuff, and yeah, that's how we should approach it.
Last night when I was walking out of the theater and I was welling up and I was thinking about the film, I was really emotionally moved. What really struck me as the greatest compliment to this film was the theater was full, but everybody was really quiet. There wasn't a case of somebody, oh, the mom and son have finally met, let's clap and celebrate this moment. No, everybody was just, yeah, we are happy, and people were welling up. But everybody was still processing the film on some level. They were still thinking, okay, what does it mean that they've met finally? There is a bit of relief, yes. But it was a very quiet, almost meditative experience. I think it was filled with a lot of private, overwhelming emotions. Yeah. So yeah, no, I don't expect you to say anything in response to that. I just thought I should share that with you. Great film. And all the very best with it.
Thank you.
Thank you for this conversation. Thank you.